Welcome to Stories from the Center of the Universe, the podcast about the human experience.
Donnie Morris, Jock Jones, welcome back to the Center of the Universe. Appreciate y'all being here.
Glad to be here.
Glad to be here.
When was the last time you two saw each other?
Well, we say 10 years ago now. I guess.
10 years.
I think it was more than that, but
12.
Okay,
That's
12.
my lucky number.
Are we rounding down or something? Because I think it's more like 21 or something.
Remember, we have got hit in the head a lot playing football,
Maybe.
so our memory isn't as what it should be.
Who's been more concussed out of the two of you?
Probably me.
He got it.
Yeah, probably me.
Who's
He didn't get hit
delivered
a
more?
lot.
Who's delivered more concussions?
Oh, man, I've had a concussion. I had to knock him out there. If I'm coming at you full speed, I got to get you.
All right, you two knew each other back in the day. Y'all are both graduates of Hanover County Public Schools, 1986. One of you went to what was known as Lee Davis High School back in the day, now Mechanicsville. And, of course, one of you went to Patrick Henry High School when there were only two high schools in the county.
That is correct.
And every time y'all played, those two schools played, it was known as Tomato Bowl, but that name didn't give it justice. It was the biggest game of the year every year, right?
Every year.
Every year.
So when did y'all know it was a big deal? How old were y'all?
Probably after I got to maybe junior high.
Yeah.
Well, they call it middle school now, but junior high. And Lee Davis was always the rivalry. You know.
I mean, it wasn't but two schools, so we went at it. Every time we met up, it didn't matter what the sport was.
Yeah.
It was always a battle.
Because y'all competed in football, basketball, and track.
And track.
But not directly in track.
Not directly. I was a hurdler, and Donnie was a sprinter. I couldn't run with him for nothing.
Donnie, would you say you were fast, Donnie?
He was
Yeah, I was
scary
real
fast.
fast.
He
Yeah, I
was
was
real
I
fast.
could admit I was real fast.
Because you
Man.
were. Because you
What
were
was your
real
fast?
fast.
What was your fastest 100?
10, 2, 10.
Yeah, that's how I thought I remembered the
100
10-2. Yeah.
Yeah.
10-2's rolling.
Yeah. I mean, that was then. Yeah.
I ran it in 10-2 as well, 10 minutes and 2 seconds.
My fastest was like 11-7.
Yeah, it was 10, 2.
But you were the man in the hurdles.
Yeah.
yeah.
I made the state in hurdles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you the fastest in the state at the 100, Donnie?
I lost to Martin Smith. Martin Smith went to
Yep.
JHW.
JHW. Yeah.
That's another story.
Because y'all, both y'all's teams played JHW, right?
Yeah. Right.
And they combined 3 high schools to make one football team.
We always beat them.
Yeah, we did too.
Really? But they were good. They were
good.
competitive.
They were huge.
They couldn't beat us
Yeah.
though. They was
No, they
humongous.
couldn't.
My God.
Jefferson, Huguenot, and Whip, the 3 combined. Then you had Armstrong and
Kennedy.
Yep, and Kennedy. And they.
But Armstrong Kennedy wasn't as good as JHW.
No, JH.
Basketball.
Basketball. JH had a team.
Did y'all? All right, so y'all both played running back in high school.
Correct.
You both played defense. You played free safety, right? And you played free safety.
Yes.
What was it about free safety for both of y'all? Why were you both playing free safety? Because you could have played other positions on defense.
Speed. We
Yeah.
could cover the field.
But Coach Long wanted this. I guess I was an anchor, just
Yep.
in case anybody got past somebody.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was why I was back there. In case
Half the
somebody
time I
got
was in
loose.
the linebacker spot though, but
Were you deepest of the deep, or y'all were just fast enough you could catch anybody that was running down the field?
Yeah, we stayed. We didn't have to be so deep because
Right.
if I see somebody running an option and that quarterback turn up, I might go get him before just like the linebacker would. I wouldn't even wait to get back.
Yeah, I remember times I'd be at free safety and I would have a tackle for a loss on a toss sweep or an option. I would be up there so
That's
fast in the backfield.
Did you ever get burned because you were that aggressive?
Nah, never.
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 Are y'all's memories of?
I remember that.
I had
but,
met John Marshall. I can't think of the guy. Evans, I think. Big guy. He came straight through the hole. I was a safety. Came straight through the hole, and it came through so fast that my middle linebacker, I think was, I can't remember, came on through and went right past me. And I turned. I mean, he just came through that so quick. But I mean, I guess I was about 8-9 yards off the line. I mean, I walked him down, but he was on the 2-yard line by the time I caught him.
Donnie used to walk me down. I remember one time I came through the hole against you guys, a senior year.
32.
And I ran past him, and he was at a dead. He was stopped right there, and I ran right past him. He turned, took off, and caught me, and I was gone. That's how fast he
I used
was.
to run chickens when I was small. I watched Rambo. Rocky.
Rambo got that from you, or
Yeah.
you got it from
I got
Rambo,
him, yeah.
or from Rocky, I guess. It was in
I
Rocky,
guess I
not
was watching
Rambo.
at the time.
All right, so y'all both play varsity 10th through 12th football.
Yeah.
So
JD, 10th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, well, I actually got pulled up to varsity my 10th grade, and I pulled my hamstring in the first game, and it pulled me back down to JV.
Okay.
And that was
So
it.
an injury did that.
Yep. And
I did the same. I didn't get hurt, but Bree Long wanted me to come up to varsity my 11th grade year, my 10th grade year, and I really didn't want to do it. I wanted to stay with the guys I played with.
Guys your age, guys you grew up
So
with.
when they went, later on in the season, I think the last 2-3 games I went up there and played.
Okay. Which is odd, right? Because you guys ended up being like statewide studs, and I'm shocked you guys didn't play in 10th grade. Your injury explains it, but I don't understand you not being pulled up.
Yeah, but no, he begged me to. Matter of fact, when I went up there to play, I really didn't want to play because I wanted to stay at the fellas. So like that last game or two, I went up there and I didn't even play. And then when I came my junior year, he was so pissed off at me. He wanted to set me on the bench.
Your junior year.
Yeah, he set me on the bench during the scrimmages.
Yeah.
Like because you didn't come up last year when I want you to come up, so now you were sitting on the bench. I mean, so,
He's penalizing himself, right? Doesn't make any sense.
Coach Long.
That was long though.
Yeah, that's what he did.
So I got a question. So
Yes, sir.
the rivalry was what it was, but I want to hear more about how heated it was, because now things have changed, right? Kids play Little League together. They play travel ball together. By the time they get to high school, they all know each other. They like each other. And it's a good game, but it's never like it was.
No.
Did y'all ever see each other outside of when you played?
Oh yeah.
Just in church.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff?
see each other in church. I used to ride up to Patrick Henry when, because I got out, I had my classes set up, so I was like fourth period, and by fourth period I was done. So the school was still in until like 3 o'clock. I was probably done around 1. Sometimes I ride up to Patrick Henry and sit in the parking lot and come hang out with those guys.
so y'all
and
were
people.
hanging out.
Yeah, everybody knew everybody.
Yeah, we all knew. We all went to church.
Right.
I mean, most of the people that went to Patrick Henry, a lot of my relatives went to Patrick Henry.
Okay.
You almost went to Patrick Henry.
Almost, I was right there at that board.
Yeah, if that line had been drawn a little bit different.
One more mile to
Lord.
the left, and I would have been going to Patrick
Yeah.
Henry.
That would've been
And
something.
my grandmother and my mother was playing music at my church, Ebenezer, but was also playing at Brownbrook.
At Brownbrook.
So I just go, follow them wherever we went. So that's how it was.
So y'all knew each other when you were little
We were
kids.
younger.
Yep.
Not little.
No,
but
not little.
a teenage.
Teenagers.
Okay, so like 13, 14.
13, 14.
Okay.
Time we started playing JV.
When did y'all know that? It sounds like it might have been your senior year when y'all became like the guy for each team.
No, we were the guy the junior year.
Good junior. Yeah, junior and senior.
Because Ray Long eventually let you on the field, and we're
Well,
talking.
I play the first game, just the scrimmage games. He wouldn't let me play. I just figured
Well, by the time the season started, he
yeah,
knew.
he wanted to win.
He knew what to do.
Who was the coach at Lee Davis back then?
Mac McConnell.
Okay, did he coach there for a long time?
Yeah, he coached there from the 70s.
Oh, wow.
Up through the 80s, maybe some 90s. Then he finally retired. I think he's over at Randolph Macon now, or he was. I think he just retired from Randolph Macon.
Oh wow, he went a long time.
Yep. He was in his 80s, probably in his 80s now.
Man,
But he's had some health issues, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
Yeah, he went over to Randolph Macon and coached D-line over there for a while.
and Ray went a long time too at Patrick
yeah, he
Henry.
went a long time, and then he stopped, and then he came back. So.
Mm.
And because I have all girls, I really hadn't gotten to the flow of all the sports because all my girls. Well, I got one playing semi-pro.
I was going to say, what are your daughters that's
One
playing
playing
football?
now, yeah.
All right, so at what point in the junior year did y'all know about each other? Look, like y'all were the man. You knew you were the man coming into junior year. Both of you did.
course, yeah.
When did you know about the other guy being the man?
We always knew.
We always did.
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
We knew
you
from
can't-
10th grade.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because we knew each other anyway, and then all families knew each other.
I mean, it was always in the paper. Something was always in the paper
Always.
about us.
Was there any trash talking?
Nah,
I
we
never
never
did that. I never.
None but love. Always.
Never?
Nope.
Did you ever trash talk anybody else?
Not me. Nah.
Nah.
Donnie, I find that hard to believe.
You on the field, you know how the guys come on the field holding hands, fired up, peace meet, and all that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really just want.
You just play.
Yep. We let our play do the talking for us.
I'm a little surprised by that.
Coach Long,
I am
mine.
too.
Everybody jumping, falling down, kicking each other, and all that. That wasn't my
Nope.
style.
That wasn't my style either.
Y'all let your playing do the talking.
So the fans did the trash talking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they did a lot when we played against
they
each
did.
other. The fans were
Stayed packed.
yeah.
Every
Oh boy,
game.
that game we played y'all at
Every
the senior year.
I'm
No,
mad.
we're building up to that. Don't get to that game just yet. All right, so y'all's junior year, were y'all both undefeated for a little bit of the season going in?
Nah, we weren't. We weren't undefeated. I think we finished 6-4-1 that year.
Yeah, I think we lost like 3-4 games that year.
Yeah.
I had Michael Tara. He was my fullback, big boy.
Yeah, I remember Michael.
And but it's just that team wasn't. I mean, it was a good team. We had really good players, but just the structure wasn't there right.
Yeah.
You see what I did? The difference when Scoop played, but Scoop wasn't even big.
Scoop was tiny. You
That's
remember
just-
Scoop?
I
Man,
remember
one thing what you do is just nudge him a little bit. See, Michael Tara will knock you down.
Right.
And that's just it. Everybody's still there. But Scoop will nudge you a little bit and run, and nudge this one a little bit. Just
He did exactly what you needed him to do.
yeah.
Playing fullback at 150, maybe. Did you have fullback in y'all's offense?
Yep, Vince Valdrigi. He was a big boy. He was probably I was 195. He was probably about 210.
He sounds like a fullback.
Yeah, he was a big boy. So he cleared the way.
He was
for
a big
while.
boy. Then
Yeah, I was.
How big were you then?
195.
I was 185 my senior year.
195 your senior year? But y'all were both muscular,
Right,
too.
yeah. We worked out a lot.
Yeah.
We worked out a lot.
All right, all right.
I never worked out in the gym.
Let's get this out of the way. 40 times for both y'all. Jock,
40 what? I'm 30 some years old. Wait a minute. My fastest 40 was a 4.37. It was my fastest 40 ever.
Okay.
But when I went to combine, went to different camps, I ran a 4.31. Seattle, I ran a 4.34. Philly, things like that.
Okay. So you were obviously very fast. What about you, Jock?
4.52, 4.53.
Which is rolling for a guy your size.
Yeah, I was a linebacker,
Yeah,
so being that big and being able to run that fast.
He went from running back, D-back, to linebacker.
Linebacker.
Yeah.
I kept eating.
But the coaches in college probably wanted you to keep eating, right?
They did. They did.
All right, so what about bench press? What did y'all get up to in bench? Or was that not a thing?
It was.
340 was my max.
That's for given your size, that's a lot
I
of
could
weight.
do 225, 12, 13 times, something like that. I hate lift weights, though. I couldn't stand it.
Really?
Yep. I do 225, even 12, 13 times.
All right. What about you, Jock? Max and 225.
My
right?
max was 350, but when scouts came, I had gotten it up by bench 225 18 times.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
I
Because you had to do that when the scouts came, 12, 13 times.
What's the record?
Oh boy, 40 something.
I got,
Some linemen just did it this past year, I believe.
That's crazy.
Like those were some crazy numbers. 225, I mean, I'm just straight repping.
Yeah, he did it. He did it like some. I think it was a lineman this year. Did it 40 something times.
All right, right on. Who were y'all's favorite teammates? We'll start with you, Jock. Who were your favorite teammates junior year going into your senior year?
My favorite teammate, Melvin Gates.
Okay.
Wide receiver.
Why was he your favorite?
He was. I've known him since we were 4th grade, 5th grade, Boy Scouts, Blue Star football.
Blue Star.
I remember Blue Star.
I've known him ever since then, and it was the last game of the season against Highland Spring. I got to throw him a toss sweep pass, and it went 78 yards for a touchdown.
How many times did you throw out of the backfield?
That was the only time.
Really?
That was the only time. We practiced that all week, and we got it down, and the coach finally called it. Right, but we had practiced it.
Was that a playoff game or was that the last
No,
game?
that was just the last game of the
So
season.
the Tomato Bowl was before that?
Yeah, Tomato Bowl was before.
I thought it was usually the last game of the season.
Yeah, I think they kind of do that now, but back then they never did that.
It could have been the 5th game or it could have
Yeah,
been
it was
the
just
8th game.
whenever it was.
Whatever it was, it
Okay.
was always something. It was
Just
powerful.
call it the Tomato Bowl.
All right, to transition to you, Donnie, you threw out of the backfield
Yeah.
more than a couple of times, right? You had a nice arm.
Yeah,
And I was a backup quarterback.
yeah, you were the
Yeah.
back.
The
I
only
remember
backup
that.
with a neck roll.
I remember that.
I was a running back. I wore a neck roll because of Eric Dixon. I love Eric Dixon.
He was the
We
man.
both did. We both wore.
And man, I was going to be Eric Dixon. But then, whenever Coach Long, Jay Mars was the quarterback, but whenever he wanted a backup, I would leave from the tailback position and go to the quarterback.
But you kept the neck roll on.
Oh, yeah, I ain't take it off.
Yeah.
No. But then when Scoop Holman, we've been in the backfield, when Scoop get tired, but he wants to run the ball, I put Scoop at the tailback, and I go to the fullback. We used to do all that.
Who's your favorite teammate? Your year, guy that went from junior year to senior year with you.
Huck Miner and Spencer Anderson.
Yeah.
Spencer Anderson, he passed, but Huck Miner and Spencer Anderson, Huck has always been close anyway, but me and Spencer were relatives. So.
Yeah.
Y'all had a really good linebacker back then. What was that line?
Donnie Phillips.
Donnie Phillips. That's it. Yep.
Donnie could hit too.
Donnie could hit. I remember that. I got hit by him one time. I was like,
Donnie could.
Did Donnie play in college?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but he sure could have.
Yeah, he was good.
Man, he was good.
A few guys from Lee Davis and Passion. He had some good guys, man. Even before my time, like Bobo, Justin Taylor,
Bobo, yeah.
all them guys. Joe Grimes.
Justin Taylor. Who's the best athlete you ever saw growing up?
Natural athlete.
However you want to define it.
Art Farmer.
I think I agree with that. Justin Taylor's up there too.
Arthur Palmer was a natural athlete, but he just didn't have the heart that we had.
Yeah.
And then taking it from him, fast as lightning. When I
His quads were massive.
I tried it for combines and stuff. Me and him used to work out together, but I couldn't take a hit. But he was so fast, he'd run around the corner. But when he come in the middle, basketball, he couldn't play basketball. But track, I mean, he's just him, his physique and stuff, man. He passed a couple years ago.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, motorcycle accident. But I think out of just the build physique, I think it was him.
Who was the best athlete you grew up with?
Tyrone Branch.
Was he your year?
Nope.
Older than you?
He was 1 year, maybe 2 years ahead of me. Played at Lloyd Bird.
Okay.
Dude was phenomenal athlete. I mean, basketball, dunking in high school. I mean, track, run at 110.
Did he go anywhere after high school?
He went to Virginia Tech.
Okay. So you knew him there.
Yeah, I knew him there too.
Yeah.
But he was just anything that he could. If it was a sport, he could play it. I mean, if he wanted to go out and play soccer, he could have played that too.
Yeah. Just natural.
Just a natural athlete. But he was phenomenal in high school. He was bad.
Did either one of you at any point tackle the other one in a game?
Yeah, he used to tackle me all the time. I had to tackle him too.
Yeah, we had to.
Did y'all ever do? I told the story. You don't remember it, Donnie. I remember where Donnie and I did an Oklahoma drill when we were on the junior high team, and Donnie ran me over. And I think you said you were surprised by that, given how big I am now. But Donnie was bigger than me, and he'd been through puberty 7 times, and I hadn't started puberty. But did y'all ever run into each other head on?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. We did.
I wouldn't want to tackle either one of y'all head on.
The thing was, if he got out in front of me, I won't go catch him. He was just gonna be gone. I'd just be trailing. But if I got out in front of him, he'd have caught me, and he did it.
We spent some good football back then.
Yep.
And we had some guys from Highland Springs like Kenny Cooper, Brian Washington.
Washington played in Nebraska, right?
Yeah, he went to the league too. But them guys, Kenny Cooper, man, hit me one time.
That's the hardest you've ever been hit, you think, in high school?
Yeah. He broke my nose through my face mask.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's the hardest I've ever been hit in high school.
How about you, John?
I got hit by, what was his name? Chris. I think his name was Chris Williams. He was starting, he went to UVA. He was starting inside linebacker. He too played at Lloyd Bird. He was in high school, he was 6'2", 6'3", 235. Inside linebacker.
It's a big boy for high school.
Yep, I came through the hole, and he hit me so hard he dislocated my shoulder. My 11th grade year.
Y'all got hurt a lot back then.
Yeah,
I really didn't get hurt till I got to college.
Yeah, I got hurt a couple times in college, but they were like my senior year. I missed 4 games because of an injury, and my junior year I missed 4 games. I didn't miss any games my sophomore year I missed 4 games. But my junior year, I didn't miss any games. But yeah, I got hurt quite a bit. Before the season started, I got hurt.
But y'all were tough. Like bruises and strains didn't bother y'all at all. Just had to fight through it, right?
Yep. Just had to fight
through it. I knocked my shoulder out October 14th, 1989. It was Hampton. And that was my 6th game of the season. And I was out for the rest of the year, my senior year. Yeah.
I dislocated. That hit that I took in 11th grade was in a first game of the year. I dislocated my shoulder. I played with the entire rest of the season. It would pop out, and I'd go back to the sideline. He'd pop it back in. I'd go back out and do it again.
No thanks. No thanks. All right, so let's talk about basketball for a second. You've got some rapid fire questions, I think, Kevin. Are they all football?
Most of them, and you're stealing a lot of them. So
nice work. My bad. You'll just have to.
Well, before we go any further, and I know this podcast is definitely not about me, but something weird's happening in my brain. You played Blue Star?
Yep.
When you were little, 8 years old.
Yeah, about that.
32 was your number.
Yep.
Holy crap! So I just told my son this story the other day because he asked me, "Have you ever been hit hard?" You ran over me in a game. You played Laurel.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 69, little scrawny kid. I remember coming into the.
Wait, your number was 69?
69. Oh, really? And you, number 32.
Yep.
Came to, and I was like, oh yeah. Next thing I was
So
counting
Donnie's run me over and Jock's run you over.
I was counting the clouds and wishing I never played.
A lot of people ran you over. I played in Ashland.
Oh, it was.
Greg Wilson.
Uh-huh.
Ashland had a squad back then too.
Every level, all the way up. I was with Greg Wilson. I was number 44. They used to call me Chuck Foreman.
They used to call me Headhunter.
I'm telling you, me and Linus Burrell.
But it was always Glenn Lee that won the championship.
Yeah. We beat them. We beat them with my midgets.
Yeah.
Because the junior year I was with the Liberty. We beat them.
Man,
6-0.
I never beat them.
Martin Smith, man, he was a bad boy.
I didn't even play football in my eighth or ninth grade at all.
At Liberty?
At Stonewall. Remember Stonewall Jackson?
Yeah,
I didn't play 8th and 9th. I didn't start playing again until my 10th grade.
Wow.
Man.
You want me to ask some questions?
Go ahead, fire away.
All right. So, and this is for both of you, obviously.
Which order do you want to go in? You want Jock, then Donnie?
That's fine. Since we're going around the table, and Donnie's the elder statesman. What was your best performance in high school? Best game you ever had? Let's talk about you.
First game against Benedictine. I had 4 scouts from colleges out there, UNC, a bunch of mostly ACC schools. They were all out there to watch me. The first time I got on the football field, the first touch I had, I went 89 yards.
Oh, man.
The remainder of the game, I finished up with 213 yards, 4 touchdowns. My coach, he told me the next day, he goes, you should have saw the way they ran in here. Since one of them got on the phone, it says, one of the scouts got on the phone and called the head coach down at UNC and says, we found him.
And this is 10th grade.
This was 12th grade.
The senior year.
Oh, 12.
Senior
Okay,
year.
my fault.
Yeah.
First game, 12.
Was Benedictine good back then?
Nah, they were okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were good.
I mean, they had a pretty good running back, Willie Lanier.
Y'all know who it is?
Yeah, you know, I just talked to him not too long ago.
Hey.
Wait a minute, Willie Lanier
Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a running back.
Because Dad's still around.
Yeah.
Lives just south of the river. Yeah.
Right. That's right.
He is out in Missouri. Big real estate guy. Making that money.
Well, that's where his dad played, right?
Yeah. So
Kansas
he went
City.
out there.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, Donnie, what you got?
Hermitage High School, my senior year. I think I had 21 carries for 320 yards and 3
I was going
touchdowns.
to say, I know you had a 300-yard. I never had
3
a 300.
touchdowns. I had 1 touchdown from the quarterback position.
Nice.
Ran the option, faked the option, and kept on getting it.
300. Was Hermitage any good?
Hermit's always been good.
Yeah, they were.
We got lucky.
They were definitely good in the
We got
80s.
lucky that day.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How about the best
But y'all
player?
won state that year, didn't you?
Went to the state.
Went to the
We
state.
didn't win.
Okay.
We went to the region.
Okay.
And lost before the state.
Oh, okay.
Lost to Monica.
Monica?
All right, best player from your school other than yourself, ever.
Ever. Not that they played with, but ever.
Ever?
You
Well,
can't.
my brother played, and he was really good. He went to VMI and played football there.
Okay.
But I think I'd probably say Alvin Puller.
I don't have a problem.
Remember Alvin?
Look, your brother too. I remember him.
Yep. My
Older brother or younger brother?
Older.
Older.
Yeah, he was 82. Remember that year they played Holland Spring They played on TV. Lee Davis against
Yeah.
Holland Spring. They played on ABC channel.
Did they really?
Yep. They tell it because they were the 2 big powerhouse teams.
That didn't happen a
of the
lot
area.
back in the day.
Yeah.
It didn't.
It didn't. So they televised that game, and it was shown on TV, that high school game.
That's crazy.
That's how big that game was. And my brother and Alvin, my brother was fullback, and my Alvin was the tailback. I still remember this picture in the paper of my brother. He has one guy on this shoulder and another guy on this shoulder. And they were off the ground, and he was running with the football into the end zone.
He's splitting the
He
part in
just-
the seas.
He was carrying him with him.
Now you know where he got it from. So.
Man, I ain't never run over nobody in high school. I run around them though.
So who's the best Patrick Henry player ever?
I can't wait to hear this answer.
Man,
I can-
probably you, Donnie.
No, he can't say
I
himself.
can't say myself.
He can't say himself.
I can say it.
I mean, that would be my answer too.
That's hard
actually.
because I've never seen Damon Woody and Aaron Kennedy play.
The undefeated Patrick Henry
Yeah,
team from
right.
'94.
Yeah, I never seen them play. I always wanted to play against them though. I figured we could play hot top, but
My money's on the '85 team beating the '94
for sure.
team.
Well, not because I was on it. It's just no joke. Them boys in '85 was tough, man.
Yeah.
It's hard.
You can name somebody from your own team.
I mean, Huck, man. He was
Huck was good, but I mean, that's the greatest athlete you can think of.
Y'all had some good ones.
Yeah, so many.
Rudy Tunstall.
You know, Ricky Waters came through there. I mean, R.J. Waters came through there,
Mm-hmm.
but he went to UNC, but he ended up coming to Norfolk State. All around.
I put money on Scoop too. I love watching Scoop.
I like Scoop.
Scoop
I like Scoop.
was-
Scoop did everything. I mean, Earl Kenny. Was a universal player. He
What-
played basketball. He played football. Man, that's big.
Did he go to Patrick Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played with Delano Jackson, all them guys.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I would say, man, I smack myself. Let me see. It's probably Justin Taylor.
Yeah.
It's probably Justin.
Justin?
Because Justin just do it all too. He used to do every sport.
And he played quarterback.
And he played quarterback. But he could be his thighs like he could have been any way he wanted to be.
As nice as he can be too.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Those ones you got to worry about.
He still come out there shoot horseshoes, try to.
All right, give me one memory from playing basketball in high school.
Against each other, or just in general.
It's just in general, or it could be against each other if that's the memory you want.
They used to always beat us in basketball. We didn't have a good basketball team, but y'all had a nice basketball
always had,
team.
yeah.
You guys had
We
some.
weren't tall. Huck Minor was the tallest.
Yeah.
But we used to we were like the scat squad.
Yeah, y'all could
Red
get that
Bone
ball.
And,
Yep.
Huck, Jay, myself, and Scoop. We was fast.
Yeah, they could run up and down the court,
We had
boy.
just
Jeff Taylor.
Jeff Taylor
Yeah.
and Ross Luck.
I asked him, Ross Luck, what his stat line was his senior in high school. He said 3 splinters.
Ross my buddy, man. We used to have good times back in school.
So my most memorable was against Hermitage. I got fouled with no time left to go on the clock, down by 1. I was the only one on the foul line. If I made both of them, we won the game, and I made both. And we won the
Nice.
game.
That's a great.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yep, I did.
ton
It
of
was at
pressure.
Lee Davis at the time. Well, Mechanicsville. It was at Mechanicsville. That was my most memorable.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think my first slam dunk in a game. I think that was Lee. I'm not Lee Davis. Douglas Freeman. Now the other guys, they'll get out. They would come on to me and say, Douglas Freeman, he'll get out the way. But it was on a fast break, and Scoop Hope threw me a pass. First time I was slammed in a game.
I think you slammed one against us. I know Huck did. I remember
Yeah,
Huck.
yeah.
Huck did.
Huck. And we only 6 feet, but my vertical was like 39, so
Yeah.
I could get up there.
Yep.
Me and
I
Jay
remember
and
that.
Huck, yeah, man, we could jump.
Yeah, y'all could jump.
And we just always put that little stick on the hand.
Wasn't Ricky Shelton on your team?
Yeah, man. Rick drive truck now.
Yeah, does he?
Yeah.
That's my cousin. I ain't seen him in a minute. But I
Shereen,
remember Ricky was on there. Yeah, Shereen.
All them guys, man.
My vertical was 3.9.
That could be good for you because you tall.
Sure.
I short on.
Mine was 37. That's why I couldn't dunk. I needed those 2 more inches.
Yeah, I could jump, man. I mean, it was 39 when I was, school, college, but you never knew it. I mean, you could feel speed and
could
everything goes totally different than just run a 40 or jump. Yeah, if you playing against somebody with their adrenaline and stuff, you could
It's different in the game.
totally
Yeah.
different. Totally.
All right, rapid fire. What else you got?
Yeah, all right. Most rewarding post-football accomplishment.
Post-football.
Post-football.
I got inducted to high school's Hall of Fame.
All right.
My high school's Hall of Fame.
I like that. What year was that?
That was 5 years ago. So what was that? 2017?
So that probably makes it feel like if you'd have been 5 after, it would have meant something. But now it probably means even more, I would imagine. No?
Did they have a Hall of Fame when y'all went through school?
No.
Yeah.
No, they came.
We didn't.
That came years and years later.
Okay.
I don't
We
think
still
it's
have
like-
one, dude.
I don't
I don't think
it's
they
been
do.
around for about 10 years at Mechanicsville.
Okay.
No, maybe a little longer than that. But
And you're not in the Hall of Fame because they don't have one.
We don't have a whole.
do they?
My jersey
they don't
was-
have one.
Oh, they're about to have one. Silent
Really?
Rob is telling us that
Yeah,
they're about to have one.
My fondest, they retired my jersey, and I did make All-American. So
Okay.
I was all-state offense and defense, but and we went down to the East-West game.
I didn't go, but
I
I was
was-
supposed. Y'all were calling me up saying,
Yeah.
"Man, where are you at?"
And
I was like,
I went to
"Man,
the
I'm working."
East-West, like the all-state,
Yeah.
and I got MVP of that game.
You're talking about high school.
High school.
Yeah, high school. Yeah, and then
I missed that, man. I'm sorry
nice.
I missed. I heard it.
Why didn't you go?
I was working. I had to make some money, man.
But it was the East-West game.
I know.
Yeah.
But I was working, and
He's supposed to have been there with me.
I was supposed to have been there.
Al Shamley was my roommate.
Yeah.
He went to Tech.
He went to Tampa.
Did
He played 4 years at Tampa.
Yeah, man, him was tight. He was my roommate.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got 2 more.
All right.
Biggest influence in your athletic career?
Eric Dickerson.
Do you mean as a role model
Well, we could go
from
one
afar,
of two
or
ways.
like somebody y'all knew personally?
How about somebody
okay.
you knew personally?
Somebody I knew personally was my brother. He was my biggest influence. I played sports because he played sports. I wanted to be as good as he was in sports. But my role model, the guy I idolized, was Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, was Eric.
Because of the neck roll?
Eric just bad dude.
He just had the elbow pass. He had the form.
But he wasn't juking anybody. He was just straight ahead.
And it was fast.
But it was one cut.
Yeah.
He was
Of course, Bo Jackson came along.
Oh, yeah, that was
good
years
thing. But still, that's number one.
Yeah.
But
Was your biggest influence that you knew personally Rico? No.
I got 4 brothers. But no, none of them. Lawrence Lewis, a guy named, we used to call him Trick. Trick was married to my sister, my older sister. But during that time, he was coaching, and if it wasn't for him, I don't think I probably didn't play ball.
Really?
Because, I didn't know anything about, I was on the piano when I was 5. Because my grandma said, let's go play piano. And we had nothing else. So then we got into sports and stuff. The Little League, that's when he said, hey, man, I'm going to start. He coached the Ashland Vikings with Wilson. Then he also started me in baseball. And, if it weren't for him, because they used to play a lot of ball. Like Brownborough had a team. St. James, Jamestown had a
Paul's.
team. Everybody had softball teams.
Yep, softball team.
Softball and Harvard, yep. And I was watching, everything he showed me, the pitch ball and all that. Yeah. And baseball was probably my best.
That was mine too.
My best.
That was my best sport.
Supposed to be. Yeah. I could throw the rock.
Well, I never saw you play baseball, but I played against you when we were
were
younger.
together at one time, I think.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
I played with Patrick Henry, Bubba, and all of us. So Bubba pitched, and I was left-handed too, so I had to pitch, so I played first base or whatever.
Y'all were good.
But I wanted to see blood, so I stuck to football.
Because I think both of y'all enjoyed playing football.
Yeah. Basketball, any sport. Yeah. Track. I love track. Track is fun.
I even wrestled. I was a 5-letter man my last year. I even wrestled, man.
How did you have time to wrestle?
The coaches let me. I went on to and then when football season was over, I wrestled in between time. But when I went out for outdoor track, I had to go out there and run my field events after everything was over. Because I was playing baseball. If I played at home, I could run over there with Coach Henry and play baseball. Then run back and do my field events.
But wrestling and basketball, they weren't at the same place usually, right?
So it just depends.
So when they were, you could do it.
I could do it. Yeah.
Okay. Or if they were on different
I
days.
went out there every day, but they let me do it. I was good. I was good at that.
What weight class did you wrestle in? 170?
65, 70, something like that.
Yeah. All right.
Because it wasn't that often. It wasn't maybe 2 or 3 times I got the opportunity to do it.
But out of all the sports that y'all both played, football was the only truly physical, where physicality really came to bear. And I think I asked both of y'all why y'all like playing football so much, and you both said you like the physical nature of it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yeah.
Without question.
Yep.
What's the hardest? I'm sorry. We finished the rapid fire. What's the hardest you've ever hit anybody? We talked about the hardest y'all been hit, but what's the time that y'all hit somebody the hardest?
I hit Calvin Thomas, broke his leg.
Oh my God.
In practice.
Oh.
And me and him we still close.
Sorry, Calvin.
You hit your head. Yeah. But as far as knocking somebody out, I'd knock a guy out from Holland Springs on.
Were you playing defense or offense?
I was playing defense.
Yeah.
And Andrew Woodson.
I know that name.
And he's from up his family's from up this area.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in years and years.
I think my hardest hit was against UVA. I was going in on I was used as a spy against Sean Moore, and the defensive line got a little out of position. He was coming through the middle, And I met him, and I hit him so hard I broke my shoulder pads.
And that was your senior year?
Yep.
Yeah.
What did you break on him?
I didn't break anything on him. He got that up too. So, but my shoulder pads, just literally the string, and one piece of it just broke, and I had to go to the sideline and get another pair of shoulder pads.
That's how they hit me. I had a guy named Ted Bates that played at Norfolk State. I mean, look at Lou Ferrigno. I mean, from out of Cheney, Pennsylvania. And I've seen him actually take a soda machine, pick up like this and turn it over. I'm serious. He played with Cleveland. But I seen him hit a guy and hammer the split. You could take the hammer and actually do like this. Knock him out, of course, but you could take the hammer and
That's a hard hit.
he's 6'4".
That is a hard one.
He was, matter of fact, he was the fastest guy in the NFL when he tried out passes lineman. When he was a defensive end, maybe he was.
What was his name again?
Ted Bates.
Ted Bates.
Played at Cleveland.
So, Jock, if anybody ever asked you that question again, just say that kid at Laurel. That
Number 69. With
Number
Laurel.
69.
all right, last one. That's going to be a short one. In your mind, do you consider Tom Brady to be a cheater?
By the way, he's asking that question
Because you're a Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
No.
Look, Donnie's that like,
No, I don't.
oh, no, I don't think so.
Thank you, Donnie.
Oh, I'm playing.
Maybe it's coach.
Was that your last one?
That was.
All right, let's go back to your senior year football. What game was it when y'all played each other? Was it like the fifth game?
Yeah, it's like
Eighth
the
game?
fifth or sixth game.
Tomato Bowl.
Were y'all both undefeated going into that game?
Nope. We had both lost 2 or 3, maybe more. 2 or 3 games.
Junior year, yeah. Senior
I'm
year.
talking about your senior year.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
senior
we
year,
was
you
undefeated.
guys. Yeah, you guys were undefeated, and we were. This is funny because at the beginning of the season, they actually predicted Lee Davis to win state at the beginning of the season because we had like 9 to 11 returning starters, offensive linemen. I was coming back. There was an article where they predicted us to win the state, and we won 3 games.
That's crazy.
I didn't know y'all
We
were.
won 3 games. Yep, I still got the article at the house. I was looking at it the other day. They were talking about this team because we finished 6-4-1 the year before, and we returned just about everybody that next year. Didn't win but 3 games.
That's nuts.
What do you think the reason was?
Couldn't stop anybody else from scoring. I was scoring. We couldn't stop anybody else from
The
scoring.
final score was like 45.
Oh
42,
man, it was
kinda thing.
crazy. I was go out and have 3 or 4 touchdowns a game, and they had 5. It was just crazy. And we lost.
But if you had all that talent on offense, all you had to do is turn them around and play them on defense,
We
right?
did. They were going both ways, and they still were scoring.
Wow.
And by that time, I mean, I was playing defense a little bit, but I was doing so much offense. The coach, it's like you can't play both. You just can't. You're going to wear yourself out. So they put somebody else back there in some games, and but yeah, we won 3 games.
Do y'all remember the build up to the Tomato Bowl that year, your senior year?
Yeah, that's always a.
Man, that's all. It started that early.
Yeah. We started that before the season started. We penciled that one, circled that one on the schedule.
How did the Patriots feel going into that game? Did y'all know you were going to win?
Oh yeah,
they knew.
Of course, yeah. Well, I mean, we was that team. We knew we was supposed to win the state that. We would have went to state that year.
Yep.
If they didn't change up, we were running a 5-3 monster. I mean, we was good. The linebackers were tough. And then all of a sudden, we played against Monacan. I don't know. We changed everything. We started running a 6-2, and it's just
And y'all hadn't run it all year.
hadn't ran
Why
all
would you do
year.
Yeah.
Y'all got cute. Your coaches
Yeah.
got cute.
And didn't want to change it. Yeah,
Even after it wasn't working.
right.
That's
I was
painful.
shocked. I was shocked with Coach Swope, but I don't know
Swope had better games than that one, it sounds like.
him and Coach Cobb and
Yeah, I thought y'all won it that year, man.
man, we was on it, man.
Y'all were on it. Y'all missed
Supposed to win
nobody
that.
could beat
I wanted y'all to win it bad.
We played Monacan. And this guy named Beck was a quarterback. And he was a so-so, but we was pounding him. But I mean, we run them two. They was running some kind of veer option, and we have them 2 linebackers, man. They was just picking them apart. 5-6 yards every time.
Yep. It was 6-2. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
too.
it was killing us, man. With that.
What was the final score of the Tomato Bowl?
I don't remember. I think y'all beat
I
us.
mean,
Y'all
at
beat us
that
by-
point in your lives, that was the most important game y'all had played.
Yeah, I think y'all beat us by at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it wasn't no blowout, but
It was at least 2 touchdowns.
I got a lot of stuff that we used to have as far as stuff out of the newspaper. And I got a whole lot of stuff. I thought I sent you some.
You did.
Yeah.
The pictures on the website.
I got the gene.
Yeah.
Oh, ain't know
Have you checked out your own episode?
Oh yeah, you gave me the episode.
I sent it
have
to you.
Yeah, but you said it was on the website. No, I ain't.
It's on the website too. I'll show it when we stop recording.
Yeah, I ain't.
Yeah, I remember what the score was. I think they beat us by more than 2 touchdowns.
It could have been a couple. I can't remember.
All right. Was it AAA?
Yeah.
AAA. And was that the biggest?
Yeah, back then.
Back then. Mm-hmm. And look, this is maybe a little bit controversial, but one of y'all was state player of the year, and the other one was runner up.
Y'all state player of the year, and he was state player of the year.
No, I was runner up.
You made state.
Nope, I made state.
Yeah,
He was all state, but he wasn't state player of the year.
Okay.
You were the player of the year.
Yeah.
Are you still bitter?
Yeah,
No.
I am.
Let's go get a state.
I was happy you got it. I was glad. My thinking back then was, man, state player of the year and the runner-up both came from Hanover County.
That's why I remember.
Awesome.
That's why I
like,
absolutely
man,
remember.
You couldn't ask for anything better than that.
No.
It's never happened since.
Nope.
Didn't happen before.
Nope, but the 2 best players were in Hanover County at that time.
For the biggest event.
I was happy.
It really was.
Yep.
I had a lot of pictures with that, but with all the guys in the metro and all
Yeah.
that. But, man, it's been so long. Like
I got a picture of me and you from the top 5 most wanted players. I'll send it to you.
All right.
They did an article at the beginning of the year and they did an article at the end, the players to watch, and I was listed as a long shot in the beginning. And I forgot what they listed you as. I think you were pretty good, like a sure bet or something like that. But by the end of the year, they did another article and we were like the top 5.
That's awesome.
Top 5
I ain't know
players
about
in
that
the
either.
area.
See,
Yeah.
I don't keep up with it.
Well, you got number 2 and on a 3-win team. That's hard to do.
I
It's really hard to do.
ran my ass off. How many yards did you have your senior year?
3,100.
That's what I was thinking. I said you had them. You had. I know it was over 2,000.
And the only thing about it, I could have had more than that, but I'm only averaging 12 to 16, 17 carries a game because I never came off the field.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first 3 downs, I'm a running back, but on the 4th down, I punted. Defense, I was safety, but I received punts.
Yep.
Kickoff, I did kickoff.
I did.
Returns, I kicked field goals. I mean,
I didn't do kickoff returns, but I did punt returns.
I never came off the field.
Yeah.
And I hated punt return.
Wow.
I love punt return, but I hated kickoff.
I hate it because the ball would be so high in the air.
Yeah, you can't see them.
Willie Bailey said, you could do punt return, and I led the country in punt return.
In college.
In college? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and I hated it. I hated punt return. But I mean, he told me
But you were good at
do it. Yeah. I did. I
Obviously.
did good.
All right, so you guys both played at very high levels. What would you tell kids that are in high school now? What's some advice you would give them for football in particular, or in life?
I'll let you start.
I would say, in order to be an athlete, of course, you got to be an honor student, or be a good student. But you can't only just be a good student just to be an athlete. You got to be good worldwide. And I always use the terminology, it's better to give than it is receive. But in situations, you got to have aid and assist. People, and that's what life is all about.
Yeah.
You got to give some. You
got to be well rounded, and you have to
right.
you have to care about your fellow man.
Yeah, you have to.
Great advice.
The advice I would give kids is you're never going to be good if you're sitting around playing video games all day.
Never.
You have got to get off the video games and train.
Yeah.
Period.
You got to work.
It has to be a focal point for you wanting to be the best is you training all the time. And that's what me and Donnie, we trained all the time when we were young. Well, we didn't, we had Atari when we were kids.
We had Pong back then.
Yeah, we had Pong.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
We didn't.
Man.
We would rather be outside training, playing, doing something, just making sure that we were ready when the time came for it, when the season started. And I just don't see that in kids anymore. So.
Yeah, it's weird. They have a lot of options.
Yep,
Too many things keeping them inside.
Social
to your
media,
point,
just everything.
Yeah, they're distracted by a lot.
Yep, they're distracted. by a lot.
Things were simpler when we were kids. That's for sure.
Yep.
Man, we used to go outside, had
Stayed
home
outside.
days.
Yep.
We used to stay till it get dark.
Yeah.
But then November come around, we had these blue tick pigs. We used to go out there hog killing and all. I was a young kid then, so I was with my grandfather then. killing chickens and all.
Yep.
I ain't know no better.
We had
doing gardens and all that stuff, man.
Yep.
Tilling gardens.
We had chickens and hogs, and we did the same.
And that was a workout.
You had to work.
I went outside. There wasn't no ride no more. All that land we had, I was a push.
Yep.
So what I did,
I was a lawnmower.
I put a put a little weight vest on and ankle bracelet. Hey, that was a workout for me. So.
Yeah, see, that's what I remember, man. When I was a kid, man, I kept ankle weights on me all the time. I walked around with them everywhere I went. I had them on
all the time.
And then I'd go when I went running. I had them on. So when I finally needed to take them off, I felt faster.
And that would work today.
And it would work. Yeah. They did it, but they won't do it.
They don't work out too much like they used to.
Nope.
I have all girls, but I do got a girl to play ball.
Yeah.
And my little one, she has been to the nationals and cheerleading and state and gymnastics. She's been 11, but she just made the Liberty cheerleading squad.
Okay,
so
nice.
This is her first year in middle school. So I got to go through that stage.
I'm a father of daughters too, Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So so I'm kind of laid back. So when I watch TV now, I don't even go far unless I go down to friends. So I was make Cold Red. We may meet up somewhere and watch the game. But at home, I'm just sitting there like, she going in this room, my wife going in that room, and I get to cussing or something. And the first thing she'll open the door into we gonna start this already? It's the second game of the season. I know you saw the game last night.
Oh, I did.
Both of them. I was flipping channels.
I'm a Eagle fanatic, man. I love the Eagles, man.
Eagles are your favorite team. Who's your favorite team, John?
I don't have one.
You said that on the podcast. Why is that?
Because I used to play against them all the time. I don't like none of them.
You played for two of them, though.
Yeah, so I do root for Cleveland and I do root for Arizona.
Okay. Yeah. But you don't choose one over the other.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's good.
How about that?
I'm glad Kyler Murray showed his ass and they had a great game.
Yeah.
But the Browns, they look like they're going to be the Browns of old.
Yeah.
Yeah, coaching, I think.
Yeah.
I was a LA Rams fan.
Yeah.
Then I was trying out with these teams and all that, and I ended up flying into Philly with Buddy Ryan, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to me. If you can run a 4.3, 8, 4.3, 4.9, 40, I might sign you in the practice squad. So he said, we're going over to, going to the locker room. There's a couple other recruiting coaches. I said, no, I ain't need to go to the locker room. I just put on, we had sweatpants, and you have our shorts. I know back then. I run like that. So, and I stayed up there for a season and didn't get to play or nothing like that.
But you were at San Fran too, weren't you?
No, I went up to San Fran first, but I went to Philly and I left there with the Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah, shot now.
All right, let's talk about y'all following NFL this season, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you watched both games last night. What are your predictions for this season?
Bills
going to win the whole thing.
Win the whole thing.
They look awesome right now.
They've got it all. Defense.
There's no weakness.
There's no weakness. No. That's it. I mean,
that doesn't happen very often to see a team like that good this early in the season.
I predict them to go to win this.
Yeah.
And I hope Philadelphia be the other team. But
so Philly Buffalo is what you're predicting.
I hope. Yeah.
All right.
Rams are barely finished 500. Tampa finished barely 500. This
What?
Year. Yeah. Sorry, man.
Come on, John.
Tom's arm's gonna give out this year.
Well, people have been saying that for about 8 years now.
I know, but this year, with all the distractions he's got, he's got a lot of outside distractions.
I hope you're wrong, Jock. All right, what are your feelings about the Los Angeles Chargers' chances of doing anything this year?
Defense tight. The defense is tough.
Yeah,
they
are.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Offense, not so much.
Not as good as I thought they would. They could get better though. I mean, next 2-3 weeks you'll see.
It's the O coordinator.
I mean,
I believe
KC is still in the.
Oh yeah, even though they lost Tyreek,
they lost Tyreek, but
they still look nice.
Then Miami, the way they looked.
Hey,
I was like, man.
But Buffalo win.
Buffalo, yeah.
That's this week. That's Sunday. Miami, Buffalo.
Yeah, but who for NFC then?
Philadelphia.
I mean, he's saying
Philadelphia. You think? I think Philly's got to.
If they play like they played last night, their defense.
Yeah.
But
I mean, but that's a biased question. That's a biased answer.
I can't give you an answer really. I just got my fingers crossed.
Commanders might get their act together.
No.
They're guys going up at Sunday.
Oh yeah.
I got to be at church.
Well, Daniel Snyder is a little bit younger than us, I think. Or maybe he's around our age, which means we're probably going to die before the Commanders do anything because they're never going to do anything under Snyder.
Same as Dallas. They ain't going nowhere.
I'm with you.
They ain't going nowhere.
I love watching Dallas and Washington lose. I love it when those two teams.
I love watching Stephen A. Smith on Twitter after Dallas loses.
Yeah. Or Shannon. on Undisputed.
Is he a Cowboys fan?
No, he
He hates him like Stephen A. does. Yeah.
He played at Denver.
Yeah.
He was Denver the whole time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think so.
Brother
Denver?
too.
No, he went to Baltimore.
No, he
Oh, that's
was with
right.
Baltimore.
Was it brother? Was somebody at Denver?
Sterling Sharp.
Sterling was a Green Bay.
All right, Green Bay.
And then he got a hurt neck or something.
He was great too.
He was great.
He would have been a Hall of Fame.
All right, what about the Steelers this year?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, they suck.
So they got lucky on the first one.
No, here's the question: when is it picket time?
Yeah. Should be this week.
It should have been the first game of the season.
Well, yeah, it should have been.
I agree with
Trubisky is not the
People
answer.
are saying second half of the game this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played the second
No.
half, right?
No, they're
No,
saying,
the second
they're
half
saying
coming up.
Trubisky
Oh,
will
got
start
it.
This weekend,
Got it.
but by the second half, Pickett will be in.
Trubisky's not the answer. You never was going to be.
I can't believe he got drafted as high as he
I
did.
can't believe San Fran was going to start the guy that just got hurt.
Lance.
They were. I mean, they have a playoff quarterback
Right.
who can take them to the playoffs.
Yeah, he went to
And
the
Garoppolo.
championship,
Garoppolo.
the conference,
Yeah.
and the conference championship last year, right?
And they bench him.
Or at least went to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what more do you? What more
I
can
would
you
have
ask
gave Lance
for?
one more year.
Huh?
I would have gave Lance let him rest.
Yeah, let him
just to
one
learn.
more
Yeah.
year.
Well, especially the offense they run, they don't need a super athlete at quarterback.
They don't.
Right.
Garoppolo was perfect for that. I mean,
But he out there now.
yeah,
This probably really gonna
got
mess Lance up now.
$350,000 too for
Yeah.
playing in that game. Bonus.
By the time Lance come back, he could be back on the bench again.
I mean, they're determined to start him. He's going to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gave up too much not to.
Yeah, this is true.
All right, if you could change one thing about football, what would you change? How it's played today at any level, high school, college, or pros?
The defenseless player rule that they have. You can't hit a defenseless player.
That wasn't a thing back in the day.
Wasn't a thing. It shouldn't be now. The minute you step on a football field, you are not defenseless. You know you are either going to hit or get hit by somebody.
And,
it doesn't matter.
and if you want to be a Hollywood receiver,
Yeah.
prepare to get hit.
yeah, you're going to get hit. I mean, that is the stupidest rule
I think it is.
that I've ever heard, and it's really hurting the game. I watched somebody tackle the other day, and he almost didn't want to tackle because he didn't want to get fined or thrown out of the game for leading with the helmet. And I'm like, man, this is football.
Yeah, they had a couple
Something.
penalties last night like that.
Yeah,
But I feel the same way, and quarterbacks included.
yeah.
I agree.
I've seen Michael Vick, with my own eyes, now get hit. Him and what's the guy who was in North Carolina?
Cam Newton.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm talking hit.
They used to eat him up too.
And then you got some guys that just
No penalties.
mobile quarterbacks just can run and get knocked out, but people that are not mobile, Kirk Cousins or somebody like that, you can't put your hands on them.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
Kirk,
No, I agree.
He tried to scramble last night, but
He can't scramble.
I know.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you're going to play football, you need to know that you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what position you're playing. And if you don't want to play, then don't play.
Yeah.
They've known that since Little League.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, as soon as you step on that field, you know you're going to get hit by somebody. It could be a blindside hit, or I mean, that used to be
Crackbacks.
part of that used to be
That's it.
part of your game plan.
People
was
would look
doing
for crackbacks.
blocks.
That's it. That
Yeah.
was it.
You can't do that anymore.
I was a flanker. I wasn't that big, so I had to.
Yeah, you
Get
can't
me
have
out
that
the
defensive
backfield.
end and see
Yeah.
you coming.
And I'm from the huge.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's the softening of society.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, it's turning into
That's
a
why I
different.
don't wanna be a
It's
coach.
a different game.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's totally
I
different
wouldn't
game.
want to be a coach. I don't think they could take what we did because I went to Liberty to coach. Right when I got out of college and finished all my life, I'm gonna start somewhere and build on up. I went out there. The first thing I did was line them up for bull in the ring. We can't do that. We can't do that. I didn't.
What year was this?
Man, this is in the 90s.
Man, we did Bull in the Ring when you and I were on that
yeah.
same team together.
We did that.
And I'm like, I'm surrounded by these super athletes that are going to run me over 17 times in a row. What is happening here?
And the good thing about it, I gave
But
a
I got-
break.
but I-
I laid everybody down. They have somebody in the middle, and I call their name. They had to stand up and then go hit.
They'll put you in prison for that today.
I can't not do it.
Was it
That's
Ahmad-
child abuse.
Was it
Yeah.
Ahmad Hawkins
Yeah.
that we changed the name to Bully in the Ring?
Yeah.
And then you didn't have parents on the sidelines. We got parents now that bring the chairs and coolers, and they sit there and watch.
They get in fights on the field
We ain't
now.
never had
Oh, that's
that.
great.
Yeah.
Did you play with Jim Rice?
Yeah.
He is my son's coach now.
He's an animal.
and that's exactly what this team is now. And it's my son's. He's 9.
Uh-huh.
His first year playing, And this dude is old school.
Jim
He's got
Rice.
his sons
They
out
ran
there.
him out of high school. They said he was too aggressive, too mean for the kids.
And now he's coaching 9-year-olds.
And he's coaching 9-year-olds.
Well, he told
That's
the
a good
parents the first practice. He said, "The kids in Hanover are too soft. We got to get back to the old days."
He wasn't wrong.
And he meant that too, man.
He's driving them, man.
Yeah, he was. They ran him out of Mechanicsville because they didn't like the way he was talking to the kids and
I haven't seen any of that, but I mean, I guess he maybe he's adjusted. These are 9 and 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
And he's loud sometimes, but
they don't even want. They ran Mike Craven. He used to own. I forgot what was the name of that gym out there. He was a strength conditioning coach. They ran him out because they didn't want him yelling at the kids. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me.
That's rite of passage growing up kind of stuff, right?
Man, to get cussed out by your coach.
Yeah.
Means you did something good.
Cussing us when we were 8, 9 years old.
Man.
Yeah.
High school too, Swope, all the rest of them. You know, Ray Long didn't say much.
Craven was a little league coach for seniors, and I was on juniors. And I remember our coach used to threaten us that if we don't, start practicing better, he was going to send us up there with him. You could hear him all clear across the field, just screaming his head off at his players, just yelling at him. And we were like, no, we don't want to go up there.
All right, last two things. You're in the Hall of Fame for Mechanicsville High School.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Henry's talking about having one. I think we have to all go in and make sure Donnie's part of the first class.
Yep.
I hope so.
Yeah. You should.
How many people were in your class?
5 or 6.
All right, so you're a shoe in first round.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
I hope so.
Make
Can't
it
believe I
happen.
wasn't a shoe in the first round. It took them like 5 or 6 to get me in.
All right. Last thing, Kevin. How do you want to have these guys participate in your sports podcast? Because they'd love to do it.
Oh, well, what we just did, talking about the NFL, that's what we do on the other sports podcast. We just sit around, we talk about what just happened,
And we do it online.
Previous week.
Yeah.
and then we talk about fantasy. We have a segment, Duke Hazelgrove, Duke.
Yeah, to play ball with us.
Play baseball.
Yeah.
And basketball.
He's our fantasy guru.
All right.
So he comes on and we talk about who people should start, who people should sit the next coming week, and
I
then
need
we
his
pick
help.
6 games.
My fantasy is terrible.
Yeah, mine is too.
I haven't played fantasy in
I love it,
2 or 3 years.
Well, when you're a guest on his podcast, you don't have to talk about the fantasy stuff. It's all the stuff prior to the fantasy
Everything
stuff.
that's going on. Really,
Last time I played, I won it though.
Well, why'd you quit?
Because our commissioner quit, and nobody wanted to take up the mantle.
Yeah, it's a pain
It's
in the
a
ass.
pain in the ass. I looked at it and I was like, nope, I'm not doing
My
it.
first year was 2 years ago. I played it and I won it. First time. After that, man, they'd be here and they don't want to give me no trades or nothing.
Man,
like
the year I
the last
won
2
it,
years.
the year I won it by switching out players every week to players who were available, who had played good against that team. Man, I had
That's
it
how
all
you win.
down.
Yeah, that's how you
and
win.
I won it that year. I almost won it the year before, but I didn't do that. I just kept my core players. But the year I won it, every week I had a different line.
You had to be on it.
Players. You had to be on it, and I
All my people
was.
hurt now. So.
Yeah, I was on it every
Judy
week.
from Denver,
Yeah.
Connor,
Connor
Renfro.
stays hurt.
All 3 of them got hurt last week.
Pittsburgh?
Connor is Arizona now.
Arizona. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He's
And,
out of Arizona.
Renfro.
Have
all
you-
of them got hurt.
Renfro.
Have you guys morphed into the sports books? Because a lot of people now have gone away from fantasy and done the daily fantasy,
Right,
where you just
yeah.
pick a lineup that day.
Nah,
I haven't started that yet.
I do fantasy. I mean, I do FanDuel and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't-
same
I haven't
kind of
gotten-
thing.
Yeah, I haven't.
I haven't
done
gotten that far yet.
Man, I tell you, it's addicting.
Yeah.
Not that I'm addicted.
You're both invited to be on. We do it every Tuesday night. In fact, we're recording one later tonight.
that. Okay.
We do StreamYard too, so you don't have to leave your house.
Yeah, it's the same thing we did your episode on. For
Sounds
this.
good. I'll do that.
All right, so
I like
look, this podcast has brought you two back together after, I'm going to say 22 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all shouldn't let it go another 22.
Nah. We in it now,
Here's
bro.
the day, ain't it?
We in it now.
I love it. I love the fact that both of y'all were willing to do this. Y'all were my heroes. Y'all are only a year older than me, but when you guys were 1 and 2 at State Player of the Year, I'm like, my God, Hanover County is awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was back then. Now it's all watered down
Yeah.
with 4 schools. All the talent gets dispersed.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Now nobody can be good because it's just so. It'd been better if it was still 2 schools, but once you started adding schools, you started A lot of talent went
District
here, and
and
now
stuff.
this school's not as good because they can't get that. They don't have that talent.
And they'll move
the
the
more
kids
you
around,
add,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
they just it's just all the talent's been watered down between all the schools, and nobody can really make it to that level again.
Yeah.
It's going to take a tremendous athlete at one of these schools to bring them back.
We need another Jock Jones or Donnie Morris.
And I haven't been to Pat Junior's game.
You're not going to get in the first round Hall of Fame if you don't go to a
I'm
couple
gonna
games.
He's gonna be there.
I did ride by there Friday, and I said, man, they're going to come. Me and my little one, my wife was going to get some to eat. I said, man, look at all the cars out there. I said, that's how I used to be when I played.
Look, I'll be your hype man if you need me to.
I'm going.
All right.
Next home.
He's a good hype man.
I go to at least one Lee Davis or Mechanicsville game.
I did when I maybe 10 or 15 years ago because I had a nephew playing.
Right.
But they was running the same stuff I was running in the 80s. And I was like, and nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Just well, Ray Long was still there. Then. That'd been a little longer than 10 or 15 years. But I heard they've been doing pretty good since.
Yeah, they haven't been bad the
Coaches
last few
coming in,
years.
yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I really appreciate y'all doing this.
Hey, appreciate you
Hey,
having us.
appreciate you.
We're going to get y'all's numbers exchanged here.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. We'd also really appreciate if you'd rate and review us. You can find us at scodupodcast.com.